found myself actually backing away from the computer monitor, wondering why she was so upset. So Tana Mongeau is an influencer on several social media platforms, including YouTube.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That bit fire. Yeah, she kinda cute.
No intro. Welcome back. We're hopping right into this video because I don't know how I missed it. And I can't wait to watch it. I made some chicken curry. You feel me? Starving. Let's devour and let's see what Dr. Todd has to say.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question asks if I can analyze the Tana Mongeau apology video that was released on September 4, 2020. The title was A Long Overdue Apology. Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. So Tana Mongeau is an influencer on several social media platforms, including YouTube. Her main YouTube channel has over 5 million subscribers, and she has like a backup channel, a secondary channel, and that has around 2 million subscribers. But she's also on other platforms, and she's quite successful there as well. On YouTube, she has music videos, drama videos, beauty videos, and this series called Storytime.
She has music videos?
Tells stories, from what I can tell. Just to give a few examples of her more popular video titles.
Hit us with the ad, baby. Get your point.
How I did my makeup in high school, my stalker broke into my house, and getting ready on my wedding day. The wedding involved Jake Paul, another content creator, but evidently it wasn't a legal marriage, and it's done now, from what I understand. The majority of her audience is quite young, similar to the audiences of Shane Dawson, Gabby Hanna, and Jeffree Star. At the time of making this video, Mongeau is 22 years old.
You need to
She's
stop.
exceedingly wealthy. I'm to understand she lives in some type of mansion. So again, she's quite successful.
Some type of
Mongeau has
mansion.
been involved in a lot of drama in her life and career. It's beyond the scope of this video, but to sum it up, she's done and said a lot of things that have aggravated people, including hosting this event that was supposed to compete with VidCon. She called it TanaCon. It was an unmitigated disaster. She ended up having to refund money to attendees. It's been compared to the Fire Festival. I did a video on that not too long ago.
Ooh.
Having an event compared to the Fire Festival is not a compliment. It's like comparing a hot air balloon ride to the Hindenburg, right? So it's considered negative. So as far as this particular apology video, here's a summary of the narrative. Mongeau said that she had no right to ask for or to expect forgiveness.
You about to have
so
me
that's
dead
interesting
today.
because she used the word ask in there. Like, she's not even allowed to ask for forgiveness, so why is she making the apology video in the first place? So we see she takes it a little too far. She has a right to ask. People don't have to forgive her, right? So she's kind of conflating two terms that do mean different things. She apologized for being a big part of the cancel culture for the entirety of her career. She said she was sorry for her other apology videos. There are apparently quite a few. She was disgusted at them. She said that she has this undeniable responsibility based on the size of her platform. She wants to shape youth better than what shaped her. There was no excuse for her behavior. It took a long time for her to realize how bad her behavior was. She really beleaguered this point throughout much of the video. She has done things in the past that were racist, like microaggressions. She didn't really understand at that time, but she does now, and she's sorry. Not long before the end of the video, she said that this was her last apology video ever, only to follow with saying that she would apologize every time she needs to. There was a moment to be hopeful there, like, oh good, no more apology videos. But then she took that away from her audience. So again, that's the content of the narrative. Her behavior during the video was quite a bit different than what I've seen in other videos she's released. This video was very intense. She's speaking almost aggressively, quite quickly.
Aggressive
she's
as
very
F.
firm in what she's
very sorry about what she said. Man couldn't even analyze her body language because the cuts was just going so fast. Everything just like, oh my Lord, jeez. You know what? Hilarious.
It's almost like if you wanted a warm breeze blowing in your face, but instead you were placed behind a jet engine. I found myself actually backing away from the computer monitor, wondering why she was so upset. Mongeau takes advantage of an editing technique called a jump cut. They are fairly common on YouTube all the time in my videos. Typically, content creators use jump cuts to remove mistakes. For example, I use them when I mispronounce something, get tongue-tied, realize what I said could be worded better, or what I said wasn't clear. It's typically considered bad form to interrupt a sentence with a jump cut. I have certainly done it many times, but usually I try to restrict my usage of that technique to a situation where there was something difficult to pronounce in a sentence and I said it correctly, but then I mess up later on in the sentence. I don't want to go back and try to pronounce the word again, so I put a jump cut in the middle and start the sentence where I left off. If jump cuts are taken too far, an editor can literally piece together a narrative using words taken from here and there from a content creator and make it seem like the creator said just about anything. Sometimes it's done like on late night TV to make fun of a celebrity by splicing certain words together that sound out of character for that person. I tried to count how many mid-sentence jump cuts were in this video, so not...
You tried to count?
Like,
I can't with you.
Mid-sentence jump cuts. I lost count at 150, and I wasn't anywhere near
at 150.
To put that in perspective, with one of my videos that would be about the same length, it would have around 15 mid-sentence jump cuts for the entire video. It really seems like she was trying to deliver a message perfectly, but for whatever reason, she didn't say it all together or in reasonably sized segments. Like the editing was micromanaged. I watched other videos from Mongeau. She can be intense, loud, talkative, obnoxious, and irritating, but not to the degree seen in this video. She really took it to a new level here. Another thing I noticed is that she was highly repetitive, which makes me think that it may not have been scripted. Later on in an Instagram post, she implied that it was not scripted. The narrative was also disorganized, so she did prepare this in advance. It doesn't speak well of her writing skills. This really gets into the idea of signal-to-noise ratio. So to bring up an example here, if somebody's driving through a snowstorm and snow's blowing around, so it's coming from the clouds, but it's also blowing from the ground because the wind's picking it up and throwing it toward the vehicle. When they try to see something like a traffic light to know when they can go through an intersection, the snow is going to get in the way. So they're interested in the signal, in this case, precisely the traffic signal, and they're not interested in the snow. The snow can be aesthetically pleasing, but in that moment, again, the focus is on the signal. So if somebody's struggling to look at the traffic light to see when it changes from red to green, they're kind of aggravated by all the snow blowing around from all these directions. That's kind of what happens in Mongeau videos. She has a lot of noise and not much signal. In this video, she was trying to amplify the signal and minimize the noise, but it didn't work out. Every one of Mongeau's videos that I watched was substantially noise. It's not clear why I thought this one would be different. I think that watching one of her videos and expecting a lot of signal and not a lot of noise is like turning on a hairdryer and being disappointed that you don't hear Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
I need you to
The key
stop.
points of her video could have been compressed into something like 30 to 45 seconds. It didn't need to be about 14 minutes or whatever it was. What really confused me the most with this particular video was this. Why did she make it in the first place? Now, I know I say that with many of these YouTube
How much money
videos,
did you lose?
but this one was particularly confusing. Mongeau is exceedingly successful and wealthy, as I mentioned. What is she looking for by making yet another apology video?
I think it was just Joe Biden. Like they straight pay. They paying these influencers because she came out of nowhere talking about some. You know, we need to get rid of Trump and Joe Biden. I'm like, first of all, you do not talk politics, honey. You don't. So why are you bringing that up right now? Like, why do you feel the need to?
But perhaps the problem is she doesn't really like
You're
that
late.
role.
You're so
It's like
late.
she needs to prove that she can be a hero, and she's trying to force the situation. At 5 million subscribers, she's well beyond any risk of being canceled in any meaningful way.
Thank you.
Even if she is part of the cancel culture.
True.
If we look at somebody like Trisha Paytas, who has 4 million subscribers on her channel, she says and does a lot of things that don't make sense. There's a lot of drama, and she has the same number of subscribers she had a long time ago. The number goes up and down a little bit, but in general, It is the same. No matter what, Trisha is not going anywhere, which is kind of a scary thought in and of itself. Patos accepts the role that she has taken on. Mongeau does not. She's uncomfortable being thought of as a villain. Mongeau wants to be able to violate social norms and be accepted and loved by millions of people. She's trapped in a paradox. One can't have both. To be adored by her fans, she would have to be responsible and make good decisions, but there's no evidence that she'll ever be able to actually do either of those things.
Serious.
The next point I want to make here is around the statement she made about being a role model. She didn't use those words. She said something about shaping people. To me, this is the most concerning part of her video. This is the part that brings in the disingenuousness and connects really to my last point. Why is it that everybody who becomes popular on social media believes that people should look up to them and emulate them? Now, I get that some of this is going to happen whether somebody wants it or not.
Right.
But a way to minimize this effect, in this case, is to be authentic.
Human!
Like if she said, I'm involved in a lot of drama. It's largely nonsense that should be discarded out of hand. And this is what I want to put in my videos. Don't look up to me. Just be entertained by the videos.
Period.
That's the bottom line.
Simple.
She does entertain people. Again, 5 million subscribers. She's clearly giving somebody what they want in terms of content.
Right.
Why can't that be the extent of it? My penultimate point, my second to last point, is to compare this apology video to others in that cohort like Westbrook, Starr, and Dawson. I've done videos about their apology videos in the past. I think that if Mongeau could have delivered the words more concisely and less so
I just see like a mustache
the
and a
actual
little
content
knife.
have seemed that bad.
Mongeau.
But even still, it was not an effective apology. I think she should have really tried to focus, quickly saying what she did wrong.
Period.
Acknowledge that she's trying to develop
Just like
insight
Jenna.
and not do it again.
To the
and then
point.
commit to being better moving forward.
Period.
Clean, simple,
Easy.
and concise.
Kiss.
All the details,
Keep
the
it
repetitiveness, the self-deprecation, none of those things actually helped her. So to compare it to the other videos I talked about, I'll use this analogy.
Add another one. You, sir, are something serious. Like, really though, you are. You are.
Let's say that these content creators were trying to crack a safe. So we see Westbrook, Starr, and Dawson, to one degree or another, are turning the tumbler. They're listening for sounds, like old safes could be cracked that way. Somebody could listen to the dial as they turned it and know when to go the other way. So they're all doing that to one degree or another, but Mongeau is hitting the safe with a baseball bat to the point where it falls on her. My last point is actually about the value of compassion. It is easy to criticize people like Mongeau, but she is another example of too much fame, power, and wealth too quickly. It takes a certain mindset to manage power. In a perfect world, power would be granted to people who have demonstrated they can handle it. But that's not how a free market economy works.
True.
Sometimes people can receive or earn things out of order. It's like getting a car before having a driver's license. And I think that could be happening here. This forced, overbearing, intense, as well as nonsensical apology video perhaps is an example of somebody learning the hard way. I guess that would be a good outcome. If she's not learning the hard way or any other way, that would be a negative outcome. So sometimes with YouTube, we watch people go through painful experiences, but they could actually be moving closer to logic, to good decision making.
True.
So we'll see what happens, but those are my thoughts on this apology video. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis to be interesting. Thanks for watching.
You are hilarious, sir. You are hilarious. Like, literally the funniest thing I've seen all day. All day. You beat Gabby, okay? Gabby who? I forgot. You are so funny. Ooh, you guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think, because he really went in. He really went in. I really couldn't stop laughing. Oh my God, my stomach hurts. Oh. I'll see y'all later. Let's see if we can do it again. All right. I love y'all and bye. Bye.